Good afternoon. My name's Daniel, and we're here for part 4. So, today we are simply adding in extra vocabulary to the vocabulary that we have already learnt, and then we're going to be practicing and testing it further. So, today will be more of a comprehension lesson plus testing sort of things. And then we will be moving on to some writing potentially at the end, but it won't be nothing too crazy. So, without further ado, let's begin with the usual new words that we're going to be learning and focusing on today. Then we'll look at some examples of them, and you guys will be trying to describe them to me. So, last time we learnt the word trespassing. Today, we're going to be learning the word breaking and entering and understanding the difference between the two. So, we're first going to watch a video. And with this, I am able to show videos. I will be able to show videos hopefully to people, and you'll be able to see what's going on. And we want to see exactly what this is and try to understand the difference between the two. So please watch, just very briefly. We have a gentleman coming up here, looking along, and he opens the door. He opens the door and then he takes a bunch of stuff out of this person's car. Okay, keep in mind, in order to go into this particular location, he did this. No picking, no breaking, no force, no effort. Simply opening a door. Okay, what is this? What is this then? How is this different, so to speak? What is this? Again, no sound. But we want to see this. This gentleman with a very interesting mask goes into a place. This seems to be a construction site. He's walking in, and then this guy says, "Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out." Okay. So let's go back here again. Okay, so what is it? He steps over something. This is very, very clearly, though, restricted area. In Japan, they use these particular black and yellow marks to indicate don't come in. Okay. And then, of course, stop, 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 get out, get out, get out, blah, blah, blah. And from memory, the police show up 2 or 3 minutes later. So, what is the difference between these two crimes? What did we just see? Well, one of them requires effort. One of them requires force. But it doesn't matter what type of force you use. It just matters that you use some. And this is the difference I wanted to enforce when it comes to the words breaking and entering versus trespassing. So the first video was breaking and entering simply because the door was opened. Trespassing is when you simply go into a location, no effort, no force is required, but they definitely shouldn't be there. The question is then, and these are the words that we're going to be focusing on today, is this a misdemeanor or a felony? What do I mean by that? A misdemeanor is a crime that is less than 1 year. A felony is a crime over 1 year. So, from my understanding, in German, a misdemeanor is when you say ein Vergehen, and a Verbrechen, Verbrecher, is a felon or a felony. So, I think you guys get the idea. Today we'll be going over various words and then trying to identify and see which of these go into which category. So, for example, the gentleman here, Johnny Somali, he was arrested by the police, but how long do you think they arrested him for? A year or less than a year? less than a year. This particular one took less than a year. Breaking and entering, though, this particular gentleman here, they were caught from memory by the Fayetteville Police Department. And from memory, this person got over a year just for doing this. Or at least that's what they were charged with. They were charged with a minimum of a year. I don't know if that actually is what they got, but something similar. Okay, now that we've got this idea in mind, we're going to be breaking a few things down and looking at some new words. So the next new word that we're going to be looking at is prohibited, unlawful. Prohibited, unlawful. So quite often things will be prohibited. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have seen the words smoking is prohibited at a petrol station or something like that. Prohibited usually means forbidden, but in a more of a law-breaking sense. For example, you are not allowed to do something, it is forbidden to do this, versus you are prohibited. Prohibited means that you are breaking some kind of law, some kind of safety, gazettes, something along those lines. Unlawful is basically the same thing, but a lot of things are unlawful, but only so many things are prohibited. So we want to focus on this word prohibited today. Okay? And the other word that we want to go in that often works together well with these, and there's three of them: deception, misleading, misuse or abuse. So misuse or abuse. Okay? We'll be looking at a couple of words that might also be in connection with these, but those are the main three. So prohibited, prohibition, abuse, misuse, deception, misleading. They both mean the same thing. So let's get to some examples really quickly. So we have here, this was kind of famous not too long ago, where we have a gentleman who was on Zoom with this particular person. Let's watch, let's comprehend, and see which of these words that we just learnt applies to this situation. Please pay attention to the judge, and we'll see very quickly what's going on. Also, this is from, I'm pretty sure this is from his courtroom itself, so this is the YouTube channel that is connected to this particular judge in court of law.
People versus Corey Harris.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present, please do.
Okay, breaking it down. Judge, this is the Anwalt, the Schutzanwalt, this is the defense attorney, and this is the individual in question. Now, he has a charge of a suspended driving license that he wants to get overturned. And this person is saying, we can't talk right now. But he's driving.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So I'll just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Hey,
Look at the judge.
you stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Adjournment means a delay, so that they want to not talk about this right now if we can have another meeting and talk about this in person in 4 weeks. Basically, they want time.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving. didn't have a license.
Um,
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
um,
Turn himself into the Washington Gazette. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Yeah, this guy was told by the judge to go to jail. So not prison, go to jail. Jail is where they do the holding, and he has to do everything by 6 o'clock. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to this part. Was this man deceiving anyone? Was he trying to mislead anyone? No, he was not. Was he abusing anything? Was there any abuse? No, there wasn't. Was he prohibited from doing anything? Was he doing anything unlawful? Yes, he was driving while having a suspended license. If anyone would like to let me know how long you would go to prison for in Germany, please do let me know. In America and in New Zealand, it's up to 3 months for your first offense, and then the more times you do it, it goes up and up and up. In Germany, I don't know. Please inform me. But long story short, this person is prohibited. He has done something unlawful, and I think he's just realizing this. Okay, so fun times. And what about this right here? This judge quite often appears on YouTube. He does a very, very good job. Let's watch this now and see if this man is doing anything prohibited. What word would he use to describe this situation? From memory, there's music.
People think judges are sitting up here, they don't notice differences in people, and I notice a difference. Let me ask you this. Do you think you need home confinement?
Honestly, like,
No, David, be honest with me.
so do you want to know the truth of the question you just asked?
Yes.
If you release me without home confinement, you may as well leave me.
Gotcha. You know what, David? You just gave me the answer to whether or not I should release you. Because I'm going to tell you, if I had asked you that question before, you would have lied to me. You would not have been able to bring yourself to tell me that you needed that.
It was hard. It was hard to admit to
Yeah.
you and to myself.
Yep. A lot of times.
Okay, so I think you guys get the idea. Did we see any abuse, any misdemeanors going on? Actually, quite the opposite. This guy had the opposite of deception. He was not trying to mislead. At least that is what the judge believes in this situation. So here we have the opposite of deception or misleading. This guy was telling the truth, according to the judge. Okay, so let's look at an example of potential deception, and for this we need to go into a very brief description of the word fraud. So many people know the word fraud as Betrug, and there's many different types of Betrug, of fraud. In this case, we're going to be looking at something called wire fraud. Wire fraud is very broad. It's a very broad term. It's often included with electronic crimes like Geldwäsche, transferring money and hiding money, that sort of thing. But in this particular case, we have a very famous person. And we have right here, maybe you know this gentleman. And he has something he wishes to encourage. And the question is he prohibited from doing what he is doing? Is what he's doing legal or illegal? And is it a type of fraud? Please watch.
Mr. One-on-One. When I say one-on-one, I'm talking about my NFT. I'm talking about I'm the best in the game.
NFT. What is that? Google it. But it's basically fancy art being sold online.
Floyd Money Mayweather. FloydNFT.com, August 10th. Go get it right now. Matter of fact, don't even wait till August 10th. Get it now. My NFT. Own a piece of my legacy. Floyd Money Mayweather.
Okay. So he is encouraging people to do what?
Go get it right now. Matter of fact, August 10th. Go get it right now. Matter of fact, don't even wait till August 10th. Get it now. My NFT.
He's encouraging you to buy his NFT from a particular product, from a particular line. And this was shared by a particular gentleman, CoffeeZilla. He's very good at discovering scams, these sorts of things. And we see here that he is promoting something. He is promoting an NFT. And the thing with NFTs is they go up in value or they go down in value. And sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down, and it's predictable. Other times you want it to go up so you can sell. And once you've sold, then you make sure that it goes down. In other words, if I buy it today, tomorrow it's worth a lot less. Let's look at an example of this right here. So again, is he doing anything illegal? Is it illegal to try to sell these? You tell me. Let's watch. Let's just watch and see what he's trying to do here, if this is more specific.
NFT world, what's going on? I'm back. January 4th, Bored Bunny will launch. Everybody stay tuned. Now, this Bored Bunny limited edition piece right here
This piece of art here.
was signed by me, the one and only. One lucky Bored Bunny holder will get this piece right here. NFT World, Bored Bunny, January 4th. Stay tuned.
He's saying on January the 4th, the art will be released and you are able to buy it. And then one person who buys another piece of art will also receive this piece of art that he has signed. And by him signing it, he gives it additional value. Now, this gentleman was paid to endorse or to try to sell and promote this particular product. Okay, so do we see any deception here? Do we see anything that he is prohibited from doing? Well, it depends on the country. Some countries you are allowed to advertise and not say that you're being advertised. In Germany, I think you have to say that you are being promoted. I could be wrong. But what's really interesting is if we look over here, here we go. So this is the price of one of the Bored Bunnies. We see here, January 4th, it was released. People bought it. And it's just going down in value. But the thing is, it went down in value dramatically. So here we go, January 4th, October 19th. This was the value, $26 down from $1,500. And still to this day only worth about $26. Yeah. So is this deception? Is this fraud? Yes, but it's hard to prove. It's very, very hard to prove. But in wire fraud, many things can be traced so that if Floyd, the money-making Mayweather, knew that it was going to go down, then he would be prohibited from encouraging and selling this. If he was paid to do this, knowing that it was going to go down, then potentially he could be charged with wire fraud. What that would lead to, I don't know. I imagine it would be an interesting court case to watch. But very, very, very hard to prove, but potentially a prohibited charge. Here's another example. Let's have a really quick look. Let's see what we have going here. So we have something that is supposed to be a panda. What is this? Does this look like a panda? Yep, these aren't pandas. These are dogs. Now, is this deception? Is this misleading? Absolutely. Is this prohibited? Also, absolutely. This, in the long story short of this zoo story, the people were only supposed to come for the pandas. Everyone was told to go for the pandas. But as a result, a lot of people came, saw this, paid a lot of money to go see the pandas, and then only to be told, yeah, no pandas. And here we have another example, and again the question, is this prohibited or is this deception? This one I thought was rather clever, cute idea. And we see here it's someone pretending that they have an ankle monitor. When you take it off, it's actually alcohol. Is this prohibited? Depends on the country and what you're doing. I think this would be prohibited if you were to go to a football match where alcohol is prohibited. In this case, 100%. I imagine a lot of people try to do this for the Qatar football games, but I don't see this being very successful. It is an interesting idea. And last but not least, so that would be an example of fraud, possibly, of deception, definitely, of prohibition, maybe. What about this? This will probably make some German people cry very much. Okay, here we go. So please watch and enjoy the cringe, I guess. Let's see, so this man recently bought his car. It's fresh out of the factory.
Короче, зашел в салон АвтоВАЗа на 1 300 000 Нива стоит, блядь. Говорят, ну охуенная мультимедиа, блядь.
Excuse the language.
Короче, вот так вот. Коробка, вот мультимедиа. Включаешь первую передачу, она бьет, блядь. Она не выключается, сука. То же самое в третьей, да. Менеджер говорит, да хуйня, здесь можно рычаг согнуть немножко, и люди так делают.
Yeah. Is this allowed? Would this be legal in Germany? Is this car legal in Germany? Is this prohibited? And is there deception? I'll leave you to decide, but I personally would feel both deceived and misled, and I think this is 100% abuse of the car. You're destroying the gear stick. It hurts the brain. Okay, so we are going to pause the video here because I have a beautiful test prepared for you all. So prepare yourselves. So grab yourselves a coffee, a cookie, and let's boogie. And I will pause the video right here so that there is a clear definition between lesson and test. Okay, let's go.